Welcome to the Let Theta Healing Inspire You series, where I, Cornelia Thomi, will interview a different Theta Healer instructor every other month. So my name is actually Cornelia Thomi. I'm a master Theta Healer and nature conduit who allows clients to deepen their connection to nature and their inner child through the oneness connection of the Creator. I am so thankful to the founder of the Theta Healing modality or technique, Maria Gould, as this modality has really changed my life. I'm also very grateful for Maria Gould for awakening me to my Theta Healing divine timing. Maria Gould is a compassionate guide and a beacon of light for those seeking personal growth and healing. As a certificate of science and master Theta Healing instructor, Maria Gould has mastered the profound art of Theta Healing, a meditative technique that taps into the Theta brainwave state to access the subconscious mind. Her natural empathy, a gift she has carried since birth, allows her to deeply connect with individuals on their unique paths, helping them to release burdens, dismantle restrictive patterns, and rediscover the brilliance of their inner light. Thank you, Maria, for being my first Theta Healing instructor and also the first instructor interviewed for this series. Welcome, Maria Gould.
Thank you. So, thank you, Cornelia. It is an honor to be here. My name is Maria Gould. I have been doing Theta Healing since 2009, which I will get into my story in a little bit. Um, Cornelia asked me to talk a little bit about Theta Healing. So, some of you may have never ever heard of it. What is it? What can you do with it? How does it help you? Well, let me give you a little bit of a back history. Theta Healing was founded by a woman named Maria Gould. And Maria was born with an intuitive gift of connecting with what she called her Heavenly Father. This energy, she felt a deep connection with, and she was inspired by being able to see spirit. She was able to see the beautiful aura colors of people. She was born intuitive. And as she moves through her life, she starts to have difficulties, as we all do in our life. She had a few marriages that weren't healthy, definitely not very good for her in many ways. So she continued on her journey and came to a point where she started to have issues with her right leg. And her right leg started to get extremely painful, and it started to grow twice its normal size. It started to um, just ache, like she could hardly stand it. So, of course, she went to a doctor, and when they did an X-ray, they saw a 9-inch tumor on her right thigh. She all of a sudden started praying in her mind, and she's like, Creator, why? What's happening? What's happening? Well, the doctors wanted to do more scans, more testing, but at least she knew why her leg was hurting. Um, so in her journey, she had started a massage practice. She was trained as a naturopath. She knew that part of her journey was to be a healer. Prior to that, she had done lots of intuitive work. She used to work as a security guard at a nuclear plant, and she actually would scan people on the rides out to the plant, and she would do intuitive readings. And she got really, really good at this. She would sketch them, she would give them readings about their health, and she was very, very accurate. So this was sort of the background of leading up to her miracle. So coming back to the story about her leg, the doctors would wanted to do a biopsy, of course, to see what type of cancer cells it was. So in that horrific procedure, she unfortunately had to stay not be put under anesthetic. All they could do, because of other medical conditions she was experiencing, was actually put her a local anesthetic on it. So they actually, I'm sorry, but they actually had to open up her leg just with local anesthetic. So this poor woman went through excruciating pain. The test results came back confirming what the doctors thought, but it was a little interesting. It wasn't bone cancer, it was lymphatic cancer. So after the diagnosis, she just was praying constantly. And she would hear this divine, loving voice, what she called her Heavenly Father. And it would say, Vienna, you know how to heal this. You have just forgotten. Okay. She would hear Creator's loving voice say, Vienna, you have mercury poisoning. Get that out of your body. Now, with her experience of naturopathy and being a healer for many years, she started to detox. She started to do things like infrared saunas and herbs and different juicing and things to pull the heavy metals out of her body. She knew the healing community, so she reached out and was looking for healing. Of course, she was going to go the conventional route of chemo and things like that. But in the US, she actually didn't have medical care. This was before Obamacare. So she didn't have the means to pay for that. So she was trying whatever means she could to help herself heal. Her motivation, not only to live, was to remain a mother to her three young children. She knew, because she was going through a divorce at that time, that she needed to stay alive so she could watch her children, because their fathers were not the type to take very good care of them. So she was very motivated for her children. So coming back, all of the healers that came to help her heal, they sometimes could relieve some of the excruciating pain, but they never changed the physical leg. Now, remember, the physical leg is twice its normal size. It's actually growing shorter because the lymphatic cancer is eating the bone. Okay. And the doctors had warned Vienna that she needs to be very careful, because if she breaks her leg, it's very weak. The bone is very weak. So the doctors recommended she walks with a cane, she puts very little weight on it, because if she breaks it, they are going to have to amputate it. The cancer was so bad that her bone would not have healed from a break. So again, Vienna is very scared and just, Creator help me, Creator help me. And she kept hearing this loving voice, said, Vienna, you know how to do this, you've just forgotten. Okay. So in her experience, the healers would help her relieve some pain, but the physical leg never changed. So one day in her practice as a massage therapist, she was working on a man, and he had come in. It was the last day. And she's not trying to be a superhero, right? She's a young single mother trying to support three kids and make a living. So she had to work. So she's leaning against the massage table, trying not to put weight on her leg, in excruciating pain. If you've ever experienced bone pain, it is the most awful pain. And she's asking this man, she knew he had faith. She asked him, can I just watch God's healing on this? And she said it kind of jokingly. Um, Out of sheer exhaustion, out of her extreme pain, she just, this energy came out, and she just asked him. And he says, yes, Vienna, whatever will help. So she intuitively, just like she did on doing the scans in the bus when she was going out to work at the nuclear plant, she intuitively, just right away, went out of her space and did a scan of him and just asked God to heal it. That's it. She just was like, please help me because I'm tired. And she watched God's unconditionally loving energy come in a flash of light and help align his back and release his muscles. So she finishes the massage and he gets up off the table completely better, just absolutely miraculously. If you've ever had back pain, you know it can sometimes take a while to get it better. This was instant. This was one session. So this man knew he had received a miracle. Vienna was like, whoa, thinking to herself, is it really that easy? Is it really ask and ye shall receive? Okay, plants a seed for Vienna. That weekend, they are out in the mountains. People from all around have come to support Vienna through her cancer. And her family has traveled for miles to come and spend time with her and have a potluck in the mountains. And Vienna's aunt becomes very, very ill, very ill. And Vienna did not have her herbs that she would have used as a naturopath. She didn't have anything with her, right? And then this idea pops into her head. And it's like, Auntie, can I just watch Creator heal you? Yeah, yeah, Vienna. Yeah, she's in excruciating pain. And Vienna again connects with that unconditionally loving energy of source, comes into her auntie's space and watches a healing on her stomach. And it's about 20 minutes later, her auntie realizes, wow, I'm all done. So if you've ever had food poisoning, you know that it's not over in 20 minutes, right? So all day, this idea is percolating in Creator. Really? Really? Is that easy? She would go and ask Creator again, how do I heal my leg? Vienna, you know how to do this. You've just forgotten. But she had these chills go through her and she knew she was onto something. So all weekend she had worked up her courage basically to, can I watch a healing on my lymphatic cancer, my leg? What will happen? Well, on Monday, she knew she could not do another day of work in excruciating pain. She knew she had nothing to lose. And she decided that just as she was getting out of her vehicle to walk into her office space, she's like, okay, this is it. And she's standing there on her cane, leg twice its normal size, 2 inches shorter because, again, that bone is shrinking from being eaten. And she, again, for herself, she had never watched a healing on herself. She never even thought of it. She went up and connected to that unconditionally loving of energy of source, our creator, God, the Holy Spirit. We have many names for this energy that we come from, that we are a part of. And she asked and witnessed in a flash of light. Literally, she followed the energy in to her bone, and in a flash of light, bones do heal that fast. They really do. I have a cool story about that later. Her leg was healed. And I'm not just saying the lymphatic cancer was healed. Her leg was normal size and length again, instantly, in that flash of light. She had a complete healing. She's standing there in shock and awe for a second. And what just happened? And so she puts her cane down and she can feel this tingling energy go through her leg. And she starts to stand on it a little bit and put some weight on it. And she's like, whoa, it doesn't hurt. She looks down, her pant leg isn't tight anymore. Her leg, she can feel in her hips that are she's standing even, right? She's able to put weight on her legs. It's not 2 inches shorter anymore. And as she walks into her office, the women behind the desk are just flabbergasted. Diana, your leg, what happened? And as tears run down her eyes, she feels Creator speak through her. I have received a miracle, and I'm going to teach the world how to do this too. That is the birth of Theta Healing in 1996. So after Vienna's healing, let me guess you, her practice went busy like that. Word spread like wildfire about Vienna's story, and people were there doing sessions with Vienna the next day. She was booked. And she would sit in front of people and just ask them what they would like the healing on. They would tell their story. She would ask permission to connect to God and do a reading, see what's going on, and witness a healing. So that is literally the foundation of Theta Healing. And it has become more of an art over the years. And we've found that a lot of our beliefs that we've been programmed with since childhood, and even beliefs that we've inherited from our ancestors or from other spaces and times, actually can hold us back. So Theta Healing is profound at changing subconscious beliefs that no longer serve us, that block us from Creator, from Source, from these instant healings. So anything that, Cornelia, do you have anything to add to the story of Theta Healing?
I just I just took a class with her, the practitioner class there over the weekend. Um, and she shared this story in great detail. And she said she was like, after her healing of her leg, she was like, well, maybe it'll come back in like 5 days, maybe a week, maybe 2 weeks, maybe a month. And then so she always just like made sure, just like thinking it might come back. It never came back. That's the power of working with the creator, because creator's the healer, and we as the
Mm-hmm.
theta healer are the witness. We're the observer.
Mm-hmm.
We're watching it happen.
Yeah.
We take our ego out of the equation and we just
Mm-hmm.
observe and allow creator to come through us and to do the work that is needed to do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And our role as that Theta Healing witness is to, um, that's how our intuitive gifts are gained. We work on our intuitive gifts so that we actually can see intuitively in the body, as Vienna did. As your intuitive gifts open, you have many of them. Your intuitive hearing, you can hear the voice of Creator, angels, ancestors. You can feel, um, the energy of Creator through frequency, vibration, emotions. You would be called an empath. That's kind of my specialty. Um, and then you also have a knowing, right? Just a knowing. This information drops into your head. It's done, it's finished, but it's not a voice. And then our intuitive sight as well. So these gifts develop the more that you do this work, and we can get pretty good at scanning and witnessing Creator's miracles every day. So if everyone is comfortable with us connecting with your energy, so we know what you need when we do different things. Now, later on, we're going to do something called downloads, and I will share a quick story about that. When I talk about kind of the first question Cornelia will talk about, but would it be okay? Would we have your permission if you do a thumbs up in the chat to connect with your energy and do a reading? It's like we're shaking hands, just getting to know your energy. And if you're comfortable with that, you can start to feel the tingling energy of Creator.
The other thing is you
Wonderful.
could also just say yes in the chat too, because you
Yeah,
have to hit the reaction button to get the thumbs up.
right. Yeah. If you're not as familiar with Zoom. Wonderful. All right. So I'm going to guide everyone, all of us. So welcome to the Theta Healing Meditation. This is the roadmap to Creator. So when Vienna started to share this technique with the world, she realized not everybody went to the same place or vibration or frequency that she did when she connected to Creator when she was teaching. And, you know, how she saw it at the beginning was she would go up 3 and then 33 feet, and she just felt like this divine connection. And when she guided others to do it the way she did it, not everyone got to the same frequency, the same energy. So she asked Creator one time, Creator, show me how to get everyone into your light. And this is the roadmap she was shown. So, would you like me to guide you? Would you like to try connecting to the energy of Creator? Now, you'll hear me use the word Creator, God, Holy Spirit, Source. I use a lot of different words. Theta healing is truthfully taught around the world to every religion, every faith. There's we don't change anyone's faith. We ask you to bring your faith to Theta healing and use the word for your beliefs when you connect to God, Creator. If you want to use God, if you want to use Shiva, if you want to use Source, whatever you are comfortable with. Okay. So I'm going to use it interchangeably, but in your mind, if you want to use your word that feels like source to you, then use that. All right. So feel yourself, if you would like, close your eyes and just allow yourself to settle into your body. Just feel your body relax. Be aware of your breath. Just feel your breath in and out of your nose. And now imagine your heart space like a flower. And it's a budding flower that will open its petals like it opens its petals to the sunshine. But it's going to open its petals to the light of Source, the light of our Creator, the light that is in all things. And as that light opens up, I want you to imagine reaching your awareness, your consciousness, your thoughts into the center of the earth. Imagine what it would feel like if your consciousness could feel the crystals, the crystal caves that are deep within the earth. And imagine that energy. You could imagine it as any color, as a feeling, as a knowing. Feel that energy come up through the bottoms of your feet. Feel it come up through your knees, your hips, and bring it up through the central column of your spine. Now you have energy centers here called chakras, and it opens them. I like to imagine it like notes on a piano. Ding, 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 all the way to your crown of your head. Again, feel your crown as if it's a lotus flower blossoming. The lotus flower has 1,000 petals. Imagine that blossom opening, unfurling again to the light of Creator. And imagine your consciousness, your awareness just in a ball of light. You can imagine seeing yourself in this ball of light if that's better. Now you are completely safe in your body. Your part of your awareness will stay here in your body, but you're going to send your imagination. You're going to send your imagination in this ball of light and see that ball of light, any beautiful colors you would like. Feel its safety. Feel how secure. It's like being wrapped in a bubble of love. And you're going to imagine going up beyond the roof of your home, beyond the city you live in, beyond the entire planet. Imagine going up beyond the earth, past the moon, past the solar system. And as you break free from the earth, you get to go faster. You're breaking free from that gravitational pull, and you're going to go out beyond the entire universe. Imagine through that ball of light, you're pressed against the glass and you're seeing all the beautiful galaxies, the shooting stars. Imagine how cool space would look. Going out beyond that, go through a bright light, go through layers and layers of light, bright lights and dark lights, going higher and higher. This is the angelic realm, going beyond a golden light. And imagine going through a jelly-like substance. This is the laws of the universe. And you're drawn like a tractor beam into the most beautiful light. Feel your bubble, feel you, feel your awareness, your consciousness going into the highest, most loving frequency and vibration you have ever experienced. Being welcomed into the divine light that your soul is made of. Feel your bubble release. Feel yourself merge with the light that created you. If you would like to, you can imagine it like sparkling, freshly fallen snow. That divine light, the energy, before it becomes atoms, it's pure light, pure potential. Before it becomes structured into atoms and molecules, feel this light go higher and higher into this light. You are part of this energy. Every being and animal and plant and tree comes from this energy. In this energy, we are all one. You are part of this energy. This is your birthright. To be in this energy, to work with the energy of creation, to remember who you are and how you were made to be on this planet. And I want you to imagine feeling those tingles and sparkles like freshly fallen snow just wash over your body and even permeate into your body like tingles or flowing rivers of energy. Feel it come through the mind. Feel it come through the eyes and the ears inside, your nasal passages, all the way down through your throat, all the way down through your shoulders, all the way down through the lungs, the heart, through the abdominal area, lighting up every cell in your body. Feeling it light up, feeling it become one with this energy of creation. Feel it sparkle through your legs. Feel it sparkle into the bones and skeleton system. Feel it sparkle all the way out your toes as if you are glowing with light. Being in this light activates the mitochondria. It brings perfect health. It brings healing. So as you connect to this energy, just feel the love and the welcoming of your divine source. Feel the embrace, the welcoming home of your divine creator. And feel that energy of unconditional love be part of every cell of your body. Now, Creator sometimes speaks to your heart in this energy. You are loved. You are the most loved and valuable, indispensable part of Creator. The lie that humanity has been fed for centuries, that we are unworthy, that we're not good enough, is all a lie. It has made us forget who we are. We are a part of Creator. We are here to be creators on this planet, as our Creator made us to be. And it is time for us to rise and remember this. Feel that energy flow through you. You are a part of Creator. Imagine this light that you feel in your body is in all things. It is in the earth beneath you. It is in the trees around you. It's even in the walls of your home. It makes the material world. God is in everything. This is what it means. It's a visceral experience of what the esoteric people have talked about. Feel into your oneness with all things through the Creator of all that is. When you're ready, just feeling yourself part of all that is, even the chair you're sitting on, the bed you're laying on. And open your eyes. You are a part of this energy and always have been. It's always been there. But our mind, our programming that we've had since birth from our ancestors for generations of time have told us that we aren't part of this energy. And the gift of theta healing is to realize that we are, and how to shift those beliefs, and how to shift and remember who we really are. All right, Cornelia, I think we're all set now that we've connected with Creator. So I think I went a little bit over. I apologize. So we will
Thank you
run
very
through the
much.
questions fast. You're welcome. You're
Thank you
welcome.
very much. Um, really feeling that oneness connection to everything is amazing. So, what inspired you, or how did you find theta healing with your background?
Okay. Okay. So a little bit of my background. Um, just like Vienna, I knew I was to be a healer, right? I was born with basically depression. So even as a child, I would put on this front because I could feel this deep sadness in my heart. And as I moved through life and became more of a teenager, my father and I always kind of butted heads. And when my father suddenly died at 16, when I was 16, he had a sudden stroke, and I witnessed this, and he passed away. It triggered, of course, deep depression. I had a lot of denial because, I was like this with my dad, but really this started to open me up. So I went some of the classical route of, counseling and even medication because I was diagnosed clinically depressed, which my mother didn't know that she had and her mother had. So I had a little bit of a genetic predisposition to it. Um, I did counseling for years and years, helped learn a lot about my emotions and that they're safe to feel and it's actually healing to feel your emotions. And, there was lots of good things. But the medical establishment kept telling me that I would have to be on these medications for the rest of my life, that this is something I would have to learn to live with. And this is just my lot in life. And like Vienna, I heard this tiny voice inside of me say, "You are not made this way." And so I knew at some level that it could be healed. So I had become a body worker. So I had a bodywork practice, and bodywork meaning massage, and it's a very cool technique. I actually could move people's organs around and realign people's bodies really easy. I don't know. I just kind of had a cool knack for it. Which that energy applies when I work with people. I'm pretty good at helping with physical issues, it seems to be. So doing body work, I would see clients come back over and over and over again. Same injuries. Oh, we're just kind of maintaining it, right? And I knew that to heal them fully, we needed to address the emotions I could feel in the tissue. I was born empathic, right? So part of the reason that I was diagnosed bipolar is I could feel everyone's emotions and I didn't know they weren't mine. It's a whole nother thing we can talk about. But um, so as I was going through, I went to a training down in Kelowna and I was listening to, I don't know if you've ever read the Cryon series. It's channeled work by Lee Carroll. And I went to see him speak live. And I had just this profound past life experience. And I knew I worked with DNA in the past. So I just did what everyone else did. I Googled, okay, DNA activation. Theta healing came up and I had God bumps go all over my body. And I just was like, bling, truth. Those are my truth bumps. So after I Googled theta healing, I didn't know anything about it. I found a class and I went to a class because I knew my body was telling me that is your path. I had found that with Reiki. My truth bumps are very strong. So in the class, it was very profound because for the first time, like I believed in God. I was never raised in a religion, but I knew that there was this divine energy and I could sense it. I could feel it. It spoke to me sometimes. So when I did the theta healing meditation and that connection started to grow, it started to heal me. And in the second class, there's lots of classes because we actually help you clear your beliefs in the classes. In the second class, the advanced class, there's a lot of downloads that we give. So I'll quickly explain downloads. If in your perception of life, you have never experienced maybe safety or joy, your cells in your body don't know what it feels like. So even if it's happening in the world around you, you can't see it. You can't feel it. You can't experience it. So in that class of the advanced, you get over 500 positive downloads to help teach your cells what positive feelings feel like. So much of why humanity stays feeling worthless or not good enough or is because we're just in that frequency. We need positive frequencies to come in to help lift our consciousness. then the cool stuff really starts to happen. So I got the download of how to live without depression, and my brain went, what? What? My brain had never even kind of put that together, even though Creator was telling me that I wasn't born this way. It never put it together that I didn't have to live with depression. So that download, I just wept. And it was profound for me because my cells didn't know what it felt like. So when I received that gracious miracle from Creator and I could feel that it was possible to live without depression, let me tell you, I still get teary about it. Okay. It was so powerful. Then my brain started to figure out how to how to live without it. Okay. So that's a little bit of my journey. I'm just kind of looking at my notes. Yeah, I think I covered most of that. So I'm proud to say I am very emotionally stable now. I'm not depressed at all. I have no bipolar symptoms. I've literally healed that. And now I teach others that it's possible too. Okay. Go ahead, or Cornelia, back to you. I almost called you Vienna.
Well, I'm flattered. Um, how has theta healing inspired you? Eh,
Oh, everyday Creator inspires me. Every day Creator inspires me. Um, gosh. Well, when I'm just day to day and remembering I'm part of Creator and connecting to that energy, just to feel that that energy is in you and in all things, in the trees that you walk by in the forest, in the cute animals you might live with. I have 3 little dogs. It's just a feeling of unconditional love. So it has inspired me to create a lot of things, but I think that's one of your next questions. I'll leave that.
oh, go ahead, jump into that.
Jump into the next question. You asked, what have I created with Theta Healing? So a lot of things. I have created a book, right? You can find my book on Amazon. Just Google my name, Maria Gould, Gould, and you can find my book. The book is a sweet little short read. It is my story of understanding that I was empathic and realizing that most of the feelings that I was experiencing and acting out weren't even mine, and learning how to not take them on and act them out like I was. Huge, profound shift. And if you've ever experienced, I'll share a quick story and then I'll go. I get excited about stories. So, um, one of my most profound shifts was I had struggled with anorexia all of my kind of early childhood into teenagehood. And I kept trying to clear it and work on it, theta healing, all kinds of things. Never would shift. And then one day I was listening to this podcast and this person asked, is this feeling yours? Boom. I could see where I picked it up. It wasn't even mine. It was my sister-in-law's energy that I just took on at the age of 11 when we were doing this little diet competition. It was all her low self-worth, all of her that I just took on as my paradigm. No wonder I couldn't shift it. No wonder I couldn't heal it. It wasn't mine to heal. That shifted it instantly. So now when I do sessions, I feel like Creator shows me the paradigms you're holding that aren't even yours. Okay. I tend to draw a lot of empaths to me because I have the gifts to help them become aware of that and shift that. So if you feel like you have always been bombarded by other people's emotions or feel really emotional and don't understand that maybe they're not all yours, that's kind of my specialty. just one of them. I have some tools in my toolbox. Okay, back to what I've created with it, my book. So that's some of my story and some of the learnings I've had about being an empath and how to transform my diagnosis of bipolar. I've also created a Healer's Heart empathic program. It's an online program you can take to learn more about your empathic gift and how to not feel a victim to it, because a lot of times um, it's actually a gift. I truly believe that if you are born empathic, you are actually meant to be a healer. That is why there are so many empaths on this planet, is we need healing. Okay. So the empath Healer's Heart empathic program will take you through kind of helping heal and shift your perceptions of your gift. So you stop seeing it as a curse and actually see it as a gift. Okay. And then I have created a podcast. Yeah, lots of fun things. Back to you, Cornelia.
Amazing. I really enjoy listening to your podcast, the Mondays with Maria podcast.
Yeah, Mondays with Maria Gould. Yeah, you're welcome to join my podcast. You can visit my website, mariagould.com. I'll be starting a newsletter. You can sign at the very top. You can sign up to be on my email list, and I email out. If you're on my email list, I send the podcast directly to you. And if you're interested, the newsletters where I'll do little blogs and different things. Yeah, so thank you.
So I remember in one of the classes you had mentioned that you no longer burn, like you used to burn like a lobster, being
Mhm.
pale. And I'm wondering if you could talk about that for us a little bit more.
Sure, sure, yeah. Um, so theta healing, our subconscious is really limitless. Our conscious thoughts that we are aware of only make up, science kind of says 10%. I think it's actually less because most of us aren't even aware of our own thoughts. Um, our subconscious carries everything. Our subconscious carries all of your childhood experiences, good and bad, and it stores it in your body, right? It stores the imprints and the energies and the beliefs of your ancestors up to 7 generations. It also stores the experiences of your soul. So if you believe in past lives, other alternate lives, things like that, you are carrying beliefs from there. And it also carries beliefs from our soul, what we believe about our soul and our connection to Creator. So through theta healing is as far as I understand, the only technique that can address all of these really deep subconscious programmings. Super cool. Super cool. Um, so when I was when I was a kid, I never burnt. Even though I'm like super pasty pale. I was a farm kid. I was outside all the time. I never burnt. Never did sunscreen, nothing like that. And then I went through a phase where I would burn all the time and it would be like lobster red. And so I sat down and did some belief work on it, some theta healing on myself, which this technique you can do on yourself. We teach you how to connect with that in the basic class, the first class. And right away, Creator took me back to the first time it started. And I had an experience of being in Egypt and worshiping the god Ra. Now, Ra is considered to be the sun god and was represented by the sun. And I had some bad experiences with myself in that lifetime and felt Ra was punishing me. So that whole energy of why I was burning was my soul was bringing that up into my awareness to heal that part of my past. So I shifted and cleared all of that energy with Creator. And then, boom, no longer had sunburns. So kind of cool, right? So you are influenced so much by these other parts of the subconscious that are coming forward that we aren't even consciously aware of. Humanity is waking up to it, though. That's why Theta Healing, we're trying to reach out and say, hey, look at this cool technique. It can really shift a lot of stuff. Yeah, back to you, Cornelia.
When you think about the first time you ever manifested a big ticket item, can you share us about what that was?
Absolutely, absolutely. My coolest manifestation is literally the home I live in. So my husband and I, we had just had a young son and we wanted to upgrade our house and we were looking at houses. We had looked for like 2 years and I knew I wanted a business space that was sort of separate from the house, but in the house, right? But a separate entrance and wanted it big enough to be able to hold classes in and close to town. My husband was on the fire department at that time, so it had a lot of criteria. I wanted it to line up with our mountain and everything. And so we went up as a couple. My husband, I've taught him theta healing as well. We went up and connected to Creator and asked Creator to just bring this experience into our life. And we had sort of a pre-approved mortgage amount, right? And and the house that we got, this house, was way out of our budget, way out of our budget. So we weren't even looking. But Creator kept showing it to me. Every time it kept showing it to me. And I'm like, well, what will it hurt to go look? What will it hurt to go look? So we went to look. We walked in. We both knew it. We walked in the entranceway. We both had the goosebumps, the God bumps. We knew it was our house. We walked through. The woman had baked apple pie. There was a deer walked across the field. I'm like, okay, this is my house. All right. So I'm like, okay, Creator, I need to be able to pay for this. So we sold our other place in less than a week. Cash sale. We had the money for a down payment, and boom, we were pre-approved for the mortgage. We were moved into this place in less than 6 weeks. And if you've ever bought a house, not very often does that happen. So that was one of my coolest experiences. Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah.
That we know that we can manifest small ticket items, we can manifest big ticket items, and it's when Creator says go, doors start opening, the universe starts opening.
Especially if it's part of our divine timing, right? Creator knew that I was meant to teach this work and do this work. So Creator gave me what I needed
Mm-hmm.
to to do this work and be comfortable and happy.
Mm-hmm. So I wondered again if you have anything else you'd like to share with us, any other cool things that you want to share or any downloads or anything?
Yeah, let's do some downloads. Would everyone like some downloads? So it's important because we respect and honor everyone's free will. We never ever do this work. We never scan anyone. We never offer healings without people's consent. So when I offer a download, that remember this is that new energy coming into your cells from Creator to give you a positive feeling. So all you need to do is say out loud to yourself, telling your subconscious mind you give permission for this energy to come in, and that's it. I'll know if you say yes. Okay? So Creator would like to offer you, would you like to know you are valuable beyond belief?
Yes.
Would you like to know that you are worthy of the Creator's unconditional love always and forever, and you always have had it?
Yes.
Would you like to know that you are worthy of healing and doing this work if you choose?
Yes.
Would you like to know that you are amazing and
Yes.
beautiful and handsome?
Yes.
And would you like to know that you are important
Yes.
to those in your life,
Yes.
to Creator, to yourself?
Yes.
So I see a lot of programs of not good enough, unworthy. Now, I want you to remember you have been programmed with those beliefs. They aren't even yours. Okay, for us to fit in as children here, we copy and mimic the energy around us. So our parents are the example of the energy to be on planet Earth. So when we come through them, we not only pick up all of their genetic beliefs that they've carried for generations, we pick up how they see themselves, that frequency, and we put it on like a coat. And we think, wow, this coat must be who I am. It's not you. It's not how you are made to be. Just like Creator told me about the depression. I came through a mother that her mother was depressed. She was depressed. So I came through that frequency and I thought, oh, I'm a girl. I'm supposed to do that. I didn't know that. I didn't know I didn't need to pick that up until I shifted enough paradigms with Theta healing to realize it wasn't even mine to heal.
Mm-hmm.
But it put me on my journey, right? Put me on my journey. I have no regrets. No regrets. Yeah. So if you are excited about Theta healing, I'll just quickly tell you a couple of things. You are more than welcome to reach out to myself through my website, mariagould.com. You can always contact me through that website. I do sessions, one-on-one sessions that you can book with me. That information is on my website, as well as feel free to join my email list, right? You'll get my podcast every Monday. You'll get my newsletter soon with different articles on how to empower yourself and wake up. Okay. And you can also contact Cornelia Thomi.com, and you
.com.
can book sessions with her. We both teach classes. We have a class coming up together that's super cool. Now, if you've never done Theta healing, let me tell you the potential. Okay. DNA 3 is a class that we teach. I call it your Christ awakening because it literally shows you what you're capable of. Okay. So in this class, we show you how to move objects with your mind, how to change the weather, how to, gosh, what else do? We do all kinds of fun stuff. We connect with the energy of Creator. We learn the song of our soul, which is super cool, right?
Biolocate, spiritual
We
biolocate.
bilocate, which some people would call teleportation. Okay. So this is what humanity is capable of, but we've been brainwashed for generations to not know this. I truly believe theta healing is to bring this awareness back of our how we are made as our divine creator wants us to be. Now, to get to the DNA 3 class, you would need to start with the basic class. Now, Cornelia and I teach DNA 3 in March. Now, we might have to shift the dates a little bit, but it will be in March sometime, I'm pretty sure, right, Cornelia?
Or first
Um,
week of April, either
or
that.
first week of April. Okay, so we'll be in there somewhere. It's a moving date right now. But to reach that class, you would start with the basic DNA class. Now, let me explain that. I do have a class coming up soon in February, the third weekend in February, February 21st, 22nd, and 23rd. It's Pacific time, so I'm not sure what time zone you're in, but you can still get the early bird price till February 1st. So you might want to check that out on my website. What will you learn? You'll learn that meditation. You'll learn how to do scans. You're going to talk to angels. You're going to learn how to witness healings. You're going to do group healings. It's a lot of the foundational stuff of theta healing. And one of the cool things that we do, which is super cool, we activate your spiritual DNA in that class. God made us with more DNA. And humanity's kind of been asleep for a while. And all of this DNA kind of became spiritual DNA. It's you can't see it because our consciousness is way down here. A whole nother story I could tell you about. But the basic class, we activate your spiritual DNA. This wakes up your gifts. It wakes you up to the remembering of who you are as a soul. Some of your lifetimes start to come forward. So if you're interested, I teach basic online, right? You can take it from anywhere in the world. Cornelia teaches basic. Do you have any basics coming up?
I do. Didn't write them down. They're in my head somewhere. But there, I can send emails out with that information. Yep.
Yeah, it's on your website as well. It's
Yep.
really clear on your website, corneliathomi.com.
Yep.
So, yeah, that's some cool stuff we have coming up. Um, Back to you, Cornelia.
I also wanted to let everyone know that it's actually Chinese New Year on January 28th. And
Mm,
what the greatest thing about New Year's, even though we may not be in China per se, is that there's like this group consciousness excitement about bringing in the new, bringing in what's going to happen in 2025. And we just had that in December the 31st for most of North America. But now the perfect time, there might be another time for manifesting on Tuesday, which is like tomorrow. Did you want to share some tidbits on how to and what we could do to help us?
how to manifest. Yeah. So you will get this recording and you can go and listen to me guiding you up to creator. And then just ask in your consciousness what you would like to create. Imagine it in your life as if you already have it. And we can co-create with Creator. That's part of why we're made as creators. We're here to create on this planet. Creator wants you to be happy because you're a part of Creator.
Hmm.
This whole concept that we're supposed to be miserable is sort of like a human silliness, low vibrational, stupid program we picked up. No, Creator wants you to be joyous and happy and celebrating. Yeah, so that's just a little tidbit.
Hmm.
I think we're already at question time, aren't we,
Yes.
Cornelia?
Yes. So we're going to open it up. If anybody has a question, you can hit the react button on the bottom and you can raise your hand here and then feel free, or you can unmute yourself and ask a question.
Hmm. You can also type it in the chat if you are shy, and that's
Hmm.
okay.
Hmm. And we don't need to see your face either if you have a question. You can ask us the question without us seeing you.
So I hear questions intuitively, like many of you are asking, could this help me with this issue? What does your instinct tell you? What does your instinct tell you? Trust yourself. So often we are taught to doubt ourselves. Your intuition is that quiet voice that says, you should do this. All right.
We have someone saying that they don't have a question, but they wanted to say thank you for sharing.
Oh, thank you. It's been an honor. Thank you. Thank you to everyone that made it live and anyone watching the recording. I appreciate and I'm honored, as Cornelia is honored by your attention and just sharing this time with us. So we appreciate your time.
Yes, thank you as well for everybody for coming. Is there any other questions or any like cool things you want to share?
Sometimes when we do that meditation for the first time, we have some cool experiences. But again, we brush it off like it's our imagination. Let me tell you that your imagination is your connection with Creator. Your imagination is how Creator speaks to you. How do you think people that create space stations and huge buildings and the Wright brothers that created airplanes, where do you think that inspiration came from? Their imagination.
Mhm.
They could see it, they could imagine it. That is Creator speaking to you. We have been taught and conditioned this silly program that our imagination is just not real, that we should brush it away. No, no, no. That is your voice of God. So learning how to tune into the correct way that Creator's speaking to you, your imagination is more real than you believe.
Mhm. When you said the flying stuff, I just had a question came up from, may have been from someone here in this class, but or workshop is if I used to have dreams of flying and I don't no longer have dreams of flying, like how can I get those dreams of flying back?
Cool. Okay, good question. Normally we are flying because we are in an astral experience. So when your consciousness, when your body goes to sleep, your consciousness does not sleep. Okay. Your consciousness is part of Creator. So it is always aware. It is always on. Okay. And we have these energetic bodies that are related to different aspects of us. So when we sleep, we move into what is called the astral realm. Okay. And it feels like our light body, our spirit, if you want to call it that, is out of our body and able to float and fly and be anywhere. Because in truth, we can be. And that's kind of a little bit, tiny bit of how we do scans, how we do readings. Cornelia and I have clients all over the world. So it's not limited to in person. We
Mhm.
do online because Creator is everywhere. You're a part of Creator. You're part of everything. Creator is everywhere. So we just connect with that energy of Creator that is you and ask your permission to do a reading and do healings with you. So yeah, if that's helpful. Did I answer the question? My brain already kind of floated off on the question. Yeah,
Yeah,
the astral,
the
why I
astral.
don't anymore, why I
Yeah.
don't anymore is maybe I think what humans do is we get sort of entrenched in physicality and we brush away the experiences as imagination. Or, you know, when I had a dream of astral traveling, it kind of, you have that realization, oh my God, I'm flying. And your logical brain goes, my body can't fly. And this tiny thought, this tiny doubt, whoosh, you come back into your physical body. And if you've ever had that feeling of like falling in your dream, that's usually just your astral body coming back in, right? So there's this feeling of falling, and it's this sudden, if you jump and wake up, that can be your astral body coming back into your physical body. And it scares us, right? The body itself, it's programmed as a survival tool to have fear and things it doesn't understand. You have to learn to kind of look beyond that and understand that about the body. So if you've had an experience where you associate it with fear, it can block you. But again, we can shift those beliefs and clear those. Yeah, everything's limitless with theta healing.
Thank you so much for sharing, because that was definitely a question that was coming up. Is there any
Mhm.
other people have any questions that are coming up that they think may be a little woo-woo? It's okay. It's all safe. We're all safe here. Anyone have a question?
Mm. Actually, I love those conversations, right? The safe space to ask anything because promise you nothing's too weird. I promise you. I've heard lots.
Hmm.
Yes, absolutely. You are so welcome. Thank you
Yes.
for coming.
Thank you for coming as well. So if there aren't any questions or other questions coming up, you can still contact us directly if you have any specific questions. The other part is that I'm also doing some live sessions in different communities here in the north. So I'm in Mackenzie on the 29th and the 30th, and I'm also going to be going to another community in March, Fairview, Alberta. And um, basically, you can contact me whenever. I also will do online sessions as well. But I wanted to tell you that we are going to be doing another one of these, or a couple more actually. I'm going to be doing this series ongoing. And the next one, we haven't yet set the date, but Maria is going to interview me in February, sometime in February. Should be exciting. And then you'll get to understand and get to know a little bit more about me and my journey and how I arrived here at Theta Healing. I really enjoyed listening to Maria's stories. They never get old. I'm like, ooh, I had completely forgot that was the reason why with the your skin, your burning skin. I was like, oh, yeah, right. And then I have another one booked up for March 12th. I'm going to be interviewing a lady by the name of Sonia Ninel. I may be saying her last name wrong. She's a certificate of science instructor from Johannesburg, South Africa. She's a multi-platinum singer-songwriter, world-published Hay House author, leading inspirational performer, spiritual advisor, and international mentor. So be sure to check your registration email for that as well. I met her during our intuitive anatomy course that I took last May with Vienna online. She went to Europe, I went to Montana, so I didn't see her in person, but it was like a really cool experience to meet all these instructors from all over the world and do like come together. Like one of my instructors I work with is another lady and in Montreal, and we've been co-teaching as well. And I also met her in intuitive anatomy. And intuitive anatomy is a class that's like 3 weeks long, and we go through every different body system, and there's beliefs associated with each different body system that your ancestors, that your society might have held. And as we clear the blocks and beliefs around those body systems, it can improve your clarity, your communication, your connection. So I'm excited to offer more of these Let Theta Healing Inspire You. So feel free to send the links out to your friends and anyone else who's interested. Anything else you wanted to add, Maria?
No, it's interesting you're sharing that because in today's podcast, that's actually kind of my theme. I talked about the subconscious and how it works and how we carry beliefs in our body, just like you were saying, from our ancestors, from other places in time. Um, and we actually, how we can start to shift them with theta healing. So it's super cool, super powerful work. I've been doing this since 2009. I love it. I love it. I just love people seeing and remembering who they are and just unveiling your website, your theme, Cornelia, is Let It Go Healing. It truly is. It's just letting go of your programming, letting go of what is not you, right? So that you can see that divine light that Creator made you to be.
I want to thank everyone for coming, for taking the time out of your busy day to come. And I will be sending out the email, the recording in the email. It'll be the link to the YouTube, so you can see that. Feel free to share that to anybody, it's open. And
On social media too, like it'll
mhm,
be YouTube. So in
mhm,
Canada, we can share YouTube videos.
yes, yes, yes. Hmm.
Hmm.
Any other last minute thoughts or anything you wanted to share?
Well, it has been an absolute honor, Cornelia, to be your first person on this series. And And in your introduction, you said I was the person to introduce you to Theta Healing. So again, that was my honor. You're just an amazing person, very kind, very loving. And she's so creative. I'm going to maybe ask her to help me with some of her creativity. So yeah, work with Cornelia if you can. She's awesome.
Thank you very
But thank you.
much.
Thank you, Cornelia.
And I will stop the recording now.
All
Thank you
right.
everyone
Bye,
for coming.
everyone. Bye.